Listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism is of utmost importance in today's world, where evil forces are at work, subtly deceiving and leading people away from the path of righteousness. Jesus, being the Son of God, has the authority and knowledge to warn us about the dangers of Satanism, and it is crucial that we heed his warnings. In the Bible, Jesus teaches us about the existence of Satan and his evil plans to destroy humanity. He warns us that Satan is a liar, a deceiver, and a murderer who seeks to lead us away from God and into eternal darkness. The Bible says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full." John 10:10. This verse highlights the contrast between Jesus, who brings life and hope, and Satan, who brings death and destruction. Jesus warns us that Satan is a cunning enemy who uses deception and lies to achieve his goals. He disguises himself as an angel of light, making it difficult for us to distinguish between good and evil. However, Jesus gives us the discernment to recognize the evil forces at work and to resist them. One of the most significant ways that Satan operates is through temptation. He tempts us with sinful desires, making us believe that they are pleasing to God, when in reality they are leading us away from him. Jesus warns us about the dangers of temptation, teaching us to pray, "Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one." Matthew 6:13. By listening to Jesus' warnings about Satanism, we can avoid the pitfalls of temptation and stay on the path of righteousness. Moreover, Jesus teaches us about the importance of spiritual warfare. He tells us that we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 6:12. This means that we need to be equipped with the armor of God, which includes the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. Ephesians 6:14-17. By putting on this armor, we can resist the enemy's attacks and stand firm in our faith. In addition, Jesus warns us about the dangers of false teachings and prophets. He says, "Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves." Matthew 7:15. This warning is particularly relevant in today's world, where there are many false teachings and doctrines that can lead us astray. By listening to Jesus' warnings, we can discern between true and false teachings and stay on the path of righteousness. It is also important to note that listening to Jesus' warnings about Satanism is not just about avoiding evil, but also about experiencing the fullness of God's love and grace. When we are aware of the enemy's schemes, we can resist them and live a life that is pleasing to God. Jesus says, "I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full." John 10:10. This means that we can experience the abundant life that Jesus promises, a life that is filled with joy, peace, and love. In conclusion, listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism is of utmost importance. By heeding his warnings, we can avoid the pitfalls of temptation, resist the enemy's attacks, and stay on the path of righteousness. We can also experience the fullness of God's love and grace, living a life that is pleasing to him. As we navigate the challenges of life, let us remember Jesus' warnings about Satanism and put in the armor of God to resist the enemy's schemes. By doing so, we can live a life that is victorious, fruitful, and pleasing to God.